Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Thursday Night Sungar Blake, North America, and to Achtung, Cthulhu. We were away last week, but we're back. We're back, baby. We're in Rome, and we're going to go investigate a dig site, I think. Well, you guys don't have any other options, so you have to, because that's all that's been prepared. All right, so let's get back into it. We'll do the round table. Everybody can introduce who they are playing. We'll do a brief recap. I was just trying to remember what happened last time, but not a lot because we were talking about a complication right before we went live, and then we'll get into it. So, Jeff, you are first. Please tell us about Pavel.
Yes, Pavel Voracek and Gregor. Pavel is nomadic druid who travels across Europe and other places. He has seen to the other side. He's not just traveled nomadically across Europe, but he's also traveled into the dream world. So it's the dreamlands, whatever you call it. He's the spellcaster of some renown. Really likes winds, whirlwinds. Good. Big fan. Very fun.
Very fun. Very fun. Megan, can you tell us about Ruby, please?
Sure can. Lieutenant Ruby McKay is from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, where she worked at Verbos Diner, and she was really happy in her mundane life. And then walks in a quiet, tall gentleman, and it was love at first sight. Her and Roger were inseparable afterwards. With the rumblings of complications in Europe, it was a no-brainer for Roger to head overseas, and wherever Roger went, Ruby was soon to follow. However, Roger had passed, and when they got there, and she found herself in a hospital and trained as a nurse, and decided to see what sort of things she could do.
And what things she has done so far.
She thinks she's pretty stealthy. But
yes, I honestly think we should introduce it as a truth that you're just terrible at stealth. The game has kind of like dictated it. I'm just saying.
I agree. If you give it to me as a free truth, Matt,
I'll give it to you as a free truth, where you get like a negative on all stealth tests. Sure, I'm all for that. You've not just failed; you've critically failed. It's what, 3 of the 3 past stealth tests? Is that right? Is it 3 of 3?
Yeah, every session, I've critically failed one stealth test.
I love it. All right, Aaron, tell us about Leopold.
Leo Brun, he is a psychic and is son of a family of psychics. On both his parents' side they are psychics going very far back. He was raised in Munich in a school for special children, which, fortunately to his mother's precognitive abilities, they fled in 1933 ahead of a great evil that she saw rising in Germany. Of course, the school ended up being a school for Black Sun operatives to be trained, so it was good that he left. He is using his psychic skills to fight against that evil that his mother has seen rising in his homeland.
That's right. And last but not least, our proto-Captain America, Jonathan.
I'm Sergeant Jonathan Morris, career soldier, just your run-of-the-mill head knocker. Aside from the whole, I died once, they brought me back, experiment procedure, all of that. It's been a lot of fun, but not as fun as watching whirlwinds or Leo there squish the guy with his brain. But my favorite is Ruby. I know we're supposed to be stealthy, but I kind of like that she causes so much trouble, because then I get to do lots of violence, and that's what I'm good at. So yeah, it's great. I love the team.
I think you're all really good at violence at this point, especially those crazy spells. So, speaking of crazy spells, so what happened last time? Last time we decided we were going to go check out that hospital. We had 2 sites that we were going to go check out. 2 clues. There was a hospital, and there was also a dig site. They're both located on the same island within Rome. We did the hospital first. It was nighttime. We were scoping it out. It was pretty uneventful. Gregor went in there to do some reconnaissance. He scampered up the side of the building like a hero.
Yes,
like a hero.
Yes.
In the meantime, a work truck a covered truck, if you will, pulled up out back, and a number of black shirts and German soldiers filed out, and they started carrying in bodies under sheets into the back of the hospital. And some of these bodies had a strange protruding snoot or something on their face. Something was protruding on their face. You couldn't see because it was under a cloth. But poor Gregor, they were doing a sweep of the floors there, the Germans, and poor Gregor was spotted. And a German was going to start some pest control, some rodent control, and that's when all hell broke loose. I think. So what? Where did it go first? You all teleported into the room, right?
Yes, of course.
How did you dispatch that German? How was the first one killed?
I believe that was the German that I turned into a ball of blood and bone.
Yeah, okay. Compressed
Yes.
into a ball of
Yes.
hamburger meat. There's just this helmet was left. That was it.
That's yes.
And
Then we lured them into the room with
mhm.
subterfuge, and one by one.
oh yeah, Hans, are you okay? I forgot about that.
Yep.
All right,
That's right.
he came looking for Hans, and then all hell broke loose in that hallway and the stairwell.
Mhm.
So Morris and Ruby did their superhero landings as they jumped out the windows.
That's right.
Bulldog one of them out the window.
Yeah.
Leapt out the window. That's right. And then Pavel then summoned a cyclone or whirlwind or whatever you want to call it in the stairwell, which thrashed the remaining soldiers around and just kind of like beat them to a bloody pulp. Next to nothing was left of them. And so then you all decided to descend down into the basement where these bodies were being taken in, and you found a morgue, and there was, I think there was like 3 human bodies and 3 of these other bodies, and you pulled back the sheet, and there was these serpent-like creatures, these humanoid serpent creatures. They all had they're bipedal, they had 2 legs, they all had 1 arm. Their right arm was all kind of like severed, like at about the elbow on all of them. So that was something of note. You found all sorts of samples and notes on these serpent people. It seems like there have been bodies of both workers and these serpent creatures coming from the dig site on a regular basis for the past week or so. You also have blood samples that you gathered on these things. I think that was it. Was it not?
Well, we stole the bodies and kidnapped a doctor and took the truck.
I forgot about that. I remember that you took the truck. I forgot you kidnapped a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fled into the night.
Did you say we set the lab on fire?
We did.
Okay.
We did burn the hospital.
You set
down,
the lab
too.
on fire. With sirens blaring in the night, you drove off of Tiber Island and back to the mainland. And that's where we left off. That was last session, all due to a complication. It went to hell, but in a good way. I really, really enjoyed it. Wow. Do I want to feel more popular? I sure do, Mandalev.
I mean, it seems legit.
Who doesn't? Wow. So great to have you here.
I mean,
Thanks.
they put the promo code.
Wow, it was really generous of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. So long, Mandalev. It was nice knowing you. You've been booted. Okay, so you've driven away. We'll pick up where we left off. You've driven away into the night. There's sirens blaring. You know that there's gonna be a hive of activity flooding onto the island. Where are we going? Where are we going with this truck? Where are we going with this doctor? Where do you want to go? You're gonna go lay low for the night.
I mean, are we gonna lay low, or do we just go there right
You
now?
could. Well, there is quite a distraction that you've created. You could technically go there.
Ride the momentum.
I never thought of that, but you could go. You are on the island. You could head in that direction. There may be reinforcements coming from there.
That maybe we are in front of their trucks. Perhaps they will not even pay attention to us as they drive, as they approach the hospital. It may give us an opportunity. Of course, we will have to make sure that the doctor here keeps quiet as we are exploring this situation. That is not to say, Doctor, that we are going to kill you. That is, no.
He only speaks Italian. He doesn't know what you're saying. He's panicked. I'm assuming he's gagged.
Yeah. If you
Pavel will be calming him down in Latin. He'll just be
In
speaking
Latin.
to him in Latin the whole time.
If you were a good Italian, you'd speak Latin.
I am not Italian. I'm from everywhere. I have many.
No,
lives.
that's what you're saying to him.
Yes.
You keep
you not learn it? Come on,
You-
learn the Latin.
Because that's been like your
Yeah.
approach with every Italian. It's like, what do you mean they don't speak Latin?
There's so many like Latin terms in medicine. Shouldn't you know some? What's wrong with you? Ugh. You know, I met another guy who actually knew Latin, so he's clearly better.
There you go. Sundance Kid gave you all a reroll at some point. Whoever desperately needs it. So let's keep that in mind. Thank you, Sundance.
Thank you. We will need it.
Well, with that kind of attitude.
How many bits to screw over the players? 0. No. You could buy me threat if you want. You could buy threat because you can purchase what bits to normally buy. We could buy some momentum with
It seems fair.
bits, but you could always buy more threat. I'm sitting on 10 threat right now, but I could use that to possibly screw over the players. Yeah. So do you want to head off the island? Do you want to head towards the dig site? There are this would normally be a very quiet island. Like I said, there are people who come and go here, like regular business. There is a rather large church, so people come here for worship throughout the day, and people work here on the island. But it has been sort of like cornered off and not as busy as usual because of the construction, because of this road that they are building towards the Vatican. There are a number of like boarded up buildings in the area and such. So, I mean, you could kind of stay here, but you might stick out. You are in one, like you said, you are in one of their trucks. You never know what may happen.
What do you think, Ruby, Southern Moritz, Pavel? Shall we continue on? Do you feel like you are capable of continuing our missions tonight?
I mean, I'm looking for a reason not to, from my perspective.
Absolutely. I think that, you know, we've been so successful this evening through all the adversity and so forth. I feel we should just continue going.
My dear sister, Duska, she had a saying. She said, why put off till tomorrow that which you can do tonight? So let's do it. Let's go. She's
Excellent.
very wise.
Your sister sounds great.
Yes.
So
She
smart.
loves farm animals.
Oh, okay.
Truth be told, I thought you were going to like try and set her up.
Has she been kicked by the mule yet? Or is that yet to come? Because
I'm going to say in the history, no, she hasn't yet.
This is a prophetic moment.
in the last game, for those who are new, his sister was kicked by a mule and she went cross-eyed after that. So
Then she married Harry.
But
Oh, wonderful
Harry loved her.
Yes.
So
They have a wonderful life together in future. Much like Obi-Wan, Pavel has plot armor for this. Oh, it's going to be great. Can do anything, won't die. I think I am breaking, Matt.
oh Lord. Alright, so we're gonna carry on to the dig site.
Yes, I think that is planned.
Alright, so
well, either Pavel or Leo will have to drive since we're the only ones who speak German. In case we get stopped.
I'd be happy to drive. Yes.
so you head off
Come, Gregor. Sit on. There you go. Sit on lap so you can look out dashboard.
in the direction of this dig site. And you're driving through the streets, and it's really quiet right now. Like I said, a lot of the buildings are boarded up here. They haven't been demolished, which is odd because they are building this road right through. But instead, they've been boarded up. They haven't been torn down. They're kind of building the road around these buildings that have been boarded up and people have been driven out of. And as you're driving towards the site, it's quiet and you're going down this road. It's probably, about 1 a.m. at this point, and you see a pair of headlights coming your way. And because it's so dark, you can't really see what it is. It looks like another larger vehicle heading your direction, but it is approaching you. And as it starts to get closer, it flashes its lights at you. What do you want to do?
Oh, well, this is. I will
That's it.
flash them back, I suppose.
Oh.
Uh-oh, was that the wrong answer? We're in trouble.
Well, I was gonna say, is there any chance that like maybe one of us who has tactics per se might be able to take a guess at what the appropriate response would be, or something like that, like some sort of skill check,
If only somebody here had urban skills.
urban skills.
What is it? Urban stealth, covert
stealth.
operations,
Covert
threat
operations.
awareness. You know, if only we had a character with all of these specializations.
Henri, where are you?
One day we shall meet a baguette ninja in France, and he will fill that hole in our hearts.
No, France. Remember, France doesn't exist. It's just a myth.
But the French language, it's just like you're trying to hawk loogie. I don't think it's a real thing. No, I mean, I'll if
You
have
flash.
a tactical idea there, but otherwise,
No, let's just do it.
You flash your brights back. You see this vehicle stop all of a sudden, and the door opens. And with your headlights shining, you see a German soldier step out and hold his hand up to your truck.
Okay.
He's got a MP40 slung over his shoulder. It's not drawn, but he just holds up his hand for you to stop.
So I will stop. I will get Gregor to scoot, and I'll say, "Guten Abend, mein Freund," whatever. And I'll just say, I'll just do it. I'll just wait for him to respond after I stop and wave him.
Sure. So you stop, and it's just him that has gotten on the truck. It's another large covered truck. You can see there is a driver behind the wheel. This is the passenger that has hopped out. And he approaches the truck cautiously. Like I said, he's got the MP40 slung over his shoulder, but it's not drawn. And he slowly walks up to your door. And he looks up and he kind of knocks on the window, motioning for you to roll it down.
Roll it down. Guten Abend.
So
Was ist los?
where are you coming from?
Well, crap.
We could just say that we're coming from the hospital, and because it's on fire, we decided to turn around and bring the bodies back.
Yes. Oh God, it is brilliant. It is brilliant. I will say, I don't remember how to say we are coming. Wir kommst. I'm not. My college, high school German's rusty. We are coming from the hospital. There was an incident at the hospital, and we thought it would be wise to bring cargo.
Yes,
away.
we are aware of the incident. Where are the soldiers that will accompany this truck?
Some have remained at the hospital to assist with the goings on there. It was some sort of. I'm not sure I understand this precise details of the situation, but security was alerted, and our men had to assist. Something with the labs within the hospital.
Do you want something with the labs in the hospital?
Yes,
All right.
yes. Labs. I'm in the know.
Do you want to make me a reason persuasion roll at a difficulty of 2?
The difficulty of 2. Well,
You have no momentum.
yes, but I can give you threat to have the effect of momentum.
You
So,
can give me threat.
Because I want this to go well, I will give you 2 threat to you said reason,
Yeah,
and it needs to be 2 difficulty. All right.
persuade. If you have, do you have any specialties in persuasion? Because like,
It wouldn't apply here. It's invocation.
Okay.
So
all right.
it's a caster thing. Okay. So. All right. There we go. Got 3 successes. And cool. So I'll take one of those back.
So when you tell him this, he kind of looks back at the truck he came from. He looks back at you. He kind of like runs his hand over his MP40. It almost seems like he's gonna go for it. He says, "Okay, where are you headed?"
Well, returning to dig site.
we don't. There's no loads of soil that need to be taken away or any more bodies. You do not need to return at this time. Go back, park the truck at the yard, and we will see you in the morning.
Yeah, das is good. Yes, das. And we will go park the truck, and I'll speak. I'll speak somewhat loud, so those in the back can hear. I will go park the truck at the yard. Das is good idea.
He goes, very good, very good. And he hits the ding ding, kind of taps the truck. Taps, yeah. He taps the truck twice with his hand to kind of like signal for you to keep moving, and he turns back, starts heading towards the truck he came from.
Okay. I will slowly pull away.
Okay. Keep heading on. You drive past the truck that's pulled you over. You see there's a driver in the cab. That's it for the cab. There was him and the passenger. But as you drive by, you kind of turn and look your head around back, and you can see that there are more German soldiers in the back of this covered truck heading in the direction of the hospital. You can't tell how many, but there are definitely more in there.
Okay. Once we are a decent, distance away, I will motion, I'll speak back into the truck, not in German, so that everyone can understand. Fill them in and everything that just went down. And I'll also mention something about soil, because that's what he said. Like there was soil that had to be hauled away, right?
Yep.
So there was something he said it was peculiar. He did not mention bodies. He mentioned hauling away soil. I don't know. Also, he said to return to the yards and what is our plan now?
I still think we should return. I think we should go to the dig site under the circumstances and see what we can find out there tonight while they are distracted.
Yes, there was a whole truck filled with the German soldiers, so perhaps the dig site has lower security than normal.
Maybe like your average soldier doesn't know about the weird, like creepy monster people. Maybe they think they're just transporting soil from the site.
This could be.
If I did hear him correctly, he said the soil or the bodies. So perhaps he is aware of both.
Yeah. Do we have any samples, residue of the soil? Did we collect anything from the lab?
There were no soil samples from the lab. And there's no soil in the back of this truck. This truck was just transporting bodies as far as you tell, like checking the back of it. There's nothing else back there.
I suppose we need to go get some soil samples or something. I don't know.
Do we know where their camp is?
You do know. You have an idea of where the camp is. Yeah, you know.
Is it close? Like, is it on this island?
It's on this island. It's probably like a 10-minute drive away.
Yeah, so, we park the truck and then we stealth in. Easy peasy. No issues.
We're very good at that.
So good.
Totally.
Okay.
And if there's going to be soil samples anywhere, I expect they will be at the dig site along with the bodies.
Yeah.
It's a good assumption. It's a good assumption. All right. So you guys want to stash the truck somewhere and then make it on foot in the direction of this dig site?
Relatively close, though, in case we need to run. We don't, we're not running 2 miles back to the truck.
So this is a rather large transport truck, like covered transport truck, like it carries troops and things like that. So it's not going to be easy to find somewhere to park it. You're going to have to find, an alley just the right size, because this is an ancient city, right? It wasn't built with trucks in mind, giant transport trucks in mind. So it will take a little bit of driving around and kind of like finding somewhere good. Again, if only we had somebody with tactics, covert operations to find somewhere to stash this truck. We can do like a reason. I'll say tactics. Reason tactics. To try and find somewhere to put this truck that would be in a place where you could get back to it and out of sight. Like, because it sounds like you want to find somewhere to. Well, I didn't even give you a difficulty. Megan's already rolling. All right. Sure. I'll give it to you with one success. You find a nice little area. You drive this thing between two large, old, ancient buildings. Park it in there. There's no like street lights or lamps or anything like that, so it's almost like under complete darkness. It is somewhat out in the open between these two buildings, but because there is nothing but the moonlight shining down, it is very hard to see unless you know what you're looking for.
So because Sergeant Morris and the doctor and I are in the back, I'm going to whisper into Sergeant Morris's ear saying, do we take the doctor or do we leave him here?
It's a good question. I mean, he is bound and gagged. But on the other hand, shit happens. Maybe like we just like break his ankles.
I don't know. I feel like a doctor that has broken ankles is still going to make a lot of noise. And we don't necessarily want a lot of attention here. I say we bring him with us.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to carry him, aren't I?
It might come to that, yes. But I think he'll be reasonable.
Okay, I'll do it if we agree that if things go bad, I can swing him at somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Deal. All right.
Sergeant Morris, what do you have over your shoulder?
A doctor.
Why are you carrying the doctor
Because
into
Ruby
the
asked me
covert
to.
mission?
She was worried if we left him here, something might happen.
Well, perhaps we stash him in one of the buildings, tied up, gagged, and unconscious. And then if he wakes up, at least he's nowhere near the truck.
I like that. Absolutely. Because we need the body of the snake man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just really hard to say no to her. Like, she's got a weird way of thinking, but it's fun, you know? So, like, I'm trying to go with, like, a yes and sort of attitude here.
Sergeant Morris, if you wish to carry the Italian doctor with you, I will not say no, but I feel
Oh, hell
that
no.
it
Let's put
may,
him in a house.
And I'm going to grab the folded up sheets that we brought with us from the hospital that were, there was a stack of clean sheets that were used to go over the bodies. I'm just going to take a couple with me.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so we set off on foot here, correct?
Yes.
What I want to do is something that we did in the last adventure we did, and we're going to set like a group stealth number. Do you remember we did that like in the very first session where we all did insight stealth tests, and it's a 0 difficulty, but the number of successes you generate is going to be the target number anybody who's out and about tonight will have to exceed to find you. So if everybody wants to go ahead and make me an insight stealth check, 0 difficulty, but the number of successes you generate as a group is going to create the target number for me to find you all.
That was stealth insight?
Stealth yes.
Oh, no.
Oh
Okay.
my god, I actually got 2 successes. It's not a good skill for me.
Oh, Jeremy. Do you want to give me some threat?
No,
Yes.
let's do the complication.
Should we?
He's got so much threat. He's sitting on like at least 12 right now.
I got 17. Give me 2 more. I'll take 2 more threat.
Okay.
So that's 3 successes so far.
4 successes.
4 successes.
Yep.
That's everybody.
Of course.
Okay, so 4 is my number. Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so you ditch the truck and you start moving between buildings. You wait till, the odd car drives by and you wait. And you slowly start making your way towards the dig site. You have a general idea of where it is. You keep moving from building to building. Like I said, they're all kind of abandoned and boarded up in this area. So you don't have the risk of, like, getting the notice of any, like, civilians or anything like that. It's more soldiers that you're worried about. You guys make your way towards where you have an idea of where it is, and you get up there, and you eventually see the dig site itself. It's got a perimeter fence that's been built around it with boards. There's barbed wire across the top, and there appears to be a main gate on the east side of it. There are lights illuminating this dig site within the walls, and from where you're at, it appears to be there's 4 like structures or buildings in this dig site. If you wanted to get into one of the nearby boarded up buildings, you could get up in there and get a better vantage point and kind of like watch or take a look at the site, maybe study it. But from here, all you can really see are the walls and the lights flooding the area. There doesn't seem to be a lot of activity from where you're at. I'll say you're on the southeast corner, or sorry, southwest corner of the dig site itself. And like I said, there's high walls. So it's hard to see anything in there.
Let's go ahead and get up in one of the boarded up buildings and see if we can get a better vantage.
I agree.
Yeah.
And tie up the doctor.
He's in a different. We left him
You
Oh,
left
right.
him behind. You left him to die
in a building.
or to
Not
sell you out.
He's gagged, bound, unconscious, and only speaks Italian. We'll be fine.
Part of me envisions like Gregor watching him with a gun trained on him, but that would be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous.
I mean, he can pick the
That
lock.
would be yes, he's very good at picking locks.
We should give him a pistol
Oh god,
or a thumb knife.
Oh.
If he can pick the lock, he can handle a thumb knife.
that is true.
It's not hard.
Okay. Made a roll there. So you guys find a house here on the south corner, and you're able to get in. It's a large house. It's really, really big. It's basically the whole span of the dig site itself, and it's a 3-story building. And you're able to get in there with relative ease. You find some boards on some of the windows. They're loose. You pry them open and pull them back, and you make a opening big enough for all of you to crawl in through and into this building. And you get in here, it's like a thick layer of dust. It's like this building's been abandoned for much longer than what you would expect in correlation with the dig that's going on, this road construction that's going on. There's remnants of furniture and things that are left behind by the people that once lived here. But you don't see or hear any sort of activity in here other than, you know, the screech or the odd rodent scurrying around. And it's not Gregor.
Is there a basement?
There is no basement to this building.
Okay.
We make our way up to the roof,
Yeah,
or at least the top floor.
top
Mhm.
floor. Yeah, you can. There's stairs leading all the way up to the top, and you can start making your way up there.
And will that give us enough height to see into the dig site?
Yeah, down and into the fence itself around the perimeter is probably about 10 feet high, and so this will give you enough height to look down and in. Just looking for some music to play. There we go. Some sound effects. Creepy sound effects. Yeah, so you get up above and you look down, and so you can see the gate on the east side, and you can see there are 2 guards currently posted, and these are German guards, Nazi uniforms. Everybody go ahead and make me insight observation test, just to kind of get like a lay of the land. Just kind of read everything you see, and I'll reveal details based off of your rolls. Okay, difficulty of 1. Woof. Okay.
I'm too preoccupied with trying to not see one of the rodents that I hear.
There you go. All right, so we got double success there for Leopold. Do you put the momentum in the pool? Excellent. So looking
Got
down, you see that the 2 Germans have an armband on their uniform. You didn't see this necessarily on the ones that were the hospital, but you recognize this symbol. On the armband, you see a black shield with a silver paw print and a bright blue staring eye in the middle of that paw print. And you saw this on that note that Gotthold Fuchs had back in Austria. I think you guys identified at that time. Yeah, Nachtwolf. Yep. You identified the role. So these guys are wearing Nachtwolf armbands, the two guards at the front. You survey this dig site, and there are 4 buildings here. Here, I'll share a map with you, and I'll describe it for everybody, but you guys can see exactly what you're looking in at. There we go. So, like I said, you're on the south side of this dig site looking down and in. You got the main gate. Off of the main gate to the north, there is a rather large tent or building. And you can see the odd soldier coming and going from there, German soldier. And you assume it's some sort of barracks. To the south of that building, there's a smaller shack. You don't see any activity at this time of night, but there is a, let's say from this angle, you see there's a, with your roll, your successes, you see there's a padlock on the door of this office. We'll say the door is on the east side, so looking down, you're able to see the door and the padlock on that building. That's the site office when you're looking on the map. That building is also up on cement blocks, and it is not right up against the ground. So it is slightly lifted off the ground itself. And this is the only building from when you're looking up here down into the site that is like that. Next to that, there's another larger barracks or makeshift tent that has been set up. You can't really tell from here. There's no activity going on over there right now, so you don't really know what it's for, even though it's labeled on the map you're looking at. North of that, there is a building that has 2 more guards positioned outside of it. On watch. They're not moving. There's nobody coming or going, but they are on high alert, it seems. Like they are really, really on guard outside of that building north of it. And just off of that building north of the prisoner barracks is a giant heap of soil that has been brought or built up there from somewhere.
Where are the guards stationed that are at this building?
They're on the east side.
Okay.
They're on the door to this shed is on the east side. So they're standing on either side of the door. You've got 2 guards also at the gate / guard post. And you also see that there are some patrols lingering around the perimeter of this camp. So there's 2 patrols, and they go in routes. The first one seems to come from the barracks, across the site to the entrance to the fence opposite, then up to the edge of the site office. The other patrol is from the outside edge of the prisoner's dormitory. I know you guys see it on the prisoner barracks. Up along the back fence, which juts out just a little bit into the crossroads when you're looking down and in, and down behind that shed, and then to the heap of soil, spoiled heap that's sitting there. With your double success, I will also give you the patrols, after watching them for a while, leave a dead spot between the site office and the barracks. Yes. In their patrols, if you time it just right.
And we're in this building to the south here?
Exactly, yep. The one due south of the dig site, looking down and in.
My friends, I do believe we have an opportunity here. From this building, if we time it correctly, we can breach the fence and drop ourselves between this larger building and this office, or this smaller building on blocks. What do you think?
We could do that, yes, but I also could... We could avoid breaching the fence entirely and just arrive on the other side.
That's right.
I'm feeling great amount of vigor running through me after tonight, that I think if I can be very precise with where it is you want us to land, as long as I can see it with my eyes.
That would be even better, Pavel, yes.
Absolutely. Although I would enjoy a big jump, we don't have Leo's special blessing this time. So
Oh, do not worry, Ruby. I was going to use my telekinesis to simply lift you up and propel you over the fence and drop you down. But Pavel's way is much more discreet.
oh, I don't know. That does sound pretty fun.
That sounds fun.
Well, perhaps later. Sergeant Morris, I do believe at some point I will pick you up with my mind and throw you at someone.
I mean, that
We'll
sounds
call it-
great.
We will make up a catchphrase for it.
Yeah, like a screwball or something.
Ah,
A
you
screwball
American.
special.
You Yankee specials, yes. Very, very creative.
Screwball Express.
I'm sure no Canadians would come up with such a thing. Is
Never.
that not right, Ruby?
Oh, absolutely not. Sergeant Morris is a treasure for sure.
Oh, stop. No, don't stop. Keep going.
Shall we go, gentlemen? I don't want to be in this building anymore.
That's
I
fair.
would say, what is our goal though? Are we trying to get into the smaller building, which we know is the side office, or are we going to try to get into the guarded building that is has the two guards out front on the east side?
What about our contact that we are supposed to have that we know was in the
Yes, is it Nico or
Yes, Nico.
Nikki?
That
Nikki,
he goes
Nikki.
by.
Nikki, and the other one was Sabella?
Isabella and Nikki? Yes.
Sibella, though, was not imprisoned. It was Nikki who I believe was part of the
Da,
prison.
part of the
so
victims,
perhaps he
yes.
is in the barracks. The prisoner barracks here. That we don't know as a prisoner barracks. But perhaps he is in one of these buildings. Plus, we would
we
need
do
to
need to
get-
find him, but we also need to
Yes.
solve the mysteries. We could
This is
split
true.
our forces, but that is risky.
It is possible if we find him, he could perhaps provide us information that would help us then solve the mystery. Plus, we need to get a sample of this soil, whatever it is, to see what that does.
If they are keeping prisoners in here, they'll be in one of the two buildings, either the one to the northeast or the one to the south central. They are the only two big enough, I believe. However, the one that has guards on it could very well be a prison barracks.
True, and
What kind of roof does the buildings like? Are they?
You can name them
are
with
they
what they're named on
angled?
there.
Okay, so
so
yeah,
the
the
prisoner
prison-
barracks is like it's a tent. It's a canvas
Okay.
tent. The site
So good
office
layout,
is constructed of wood. Is something more permanent, but like I said, it's sitting up on like cement blocks. The barracks is a tent, and that shed that is there is made of wood. It's actually it's going to be like tin or metal
Hmm.
that's constructed
Right.
out of.
Can I use
Wouldn't
like
be
an
able to put us in a prisoner
instinct
barracks.
instinct roll to try to figure out which one of those is most likely to observation instincts
Most likely to what? Sorry.
to be where the prisoners are held based on.
Oh,
what they're seeing.
yeah. Sorry, the other thing I forgot to mention about the South office is there's no windows on that one, on that building. There's actually no windows on the shed either, to be honest. But yeah, insight, reason, insight, 1 difficulty.
Two successes.
Beautiful. Give yourself
Nice.
the momentum. Yeah, it's that building next to the site office is where you figure the prisoners are being held. There's no guards outside the prisoner barracks, but like I said, there are guards all around this place. There are the patrols. There's the 2 at the gate and the 2 at the shed.
I think we have an idea of where the prisoners are being held. If we want to try to find this Nikki first, perhaps that is where we should go.
Just point me to what location you want me to teleport to, and then someone would need to keep an eye out so that we have perfect timing on the
Yes,
rotation of the
uh,
guards.
But right between these two buildings, where there is the blind spot, the tent to the left, I believe, is where the prisoners are being held.
Someone give me a countdown and stay close.
All right, so that's okay. Okay, 5, 4.
No, wait. Are we gonna go 3, 2, 1, go, or 3, 2, and then go on 1? We need to get that figured out.
Are you a 1 guy, or do you want to wait to the very end? Like, it's kind of up to you. I personally would wait to go on like after I say 1, but I mean that's me.
But that was the other way. I don't see the go. But no, we'll do it your way. No, your way.
All right. 10, 9. Oh, we did 5. Sorry. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, I'm gonna burn 2 momentum on this. I'm also going to tap into my what's it called? My weird talent. So yeah, just so I can get a little bit more, and I can take everybody. So here we go.
So we're teleporting into the prisoner barracks. Is there like
between? I think we're doing it.
Between the two. Okay, because I was like, you're gonna end up in like a bunk, maybe. Like,
Now
Okay.
Well, yeah.
that is also where you saw the break in the, if timed
the
well,
guard
in the
patrols,
patrol. Yep, between the two.
Okay.
Critical success and a complication.
All right, so
Do you want to feed me
a
couple
so
more?
I'm going to take 1 momentum back. I mean,
I know you want to be stealthy here. I'll take the threat.
Or do we just do it?
Oh my god.
I'm
Falls to the wall.
fine. I'm fine either way. Like the spell goes off just fine. So like there's no issue. with
Yeah,
the
it's just
spell.
like what.
It's just like what the. So if we do a complication, it's whatever we want it to be. But like we're teleporting to where I want to go. It's just a question of like maybe we mistime the guards or someone comes out or whatever Matt wants.
Do you want the complication or you just want to give it a threat? You tell me. It's your choice.
I am open to discussion amongst the other players as I'm rolling with cost.
We've already mentioned like a few times, like, oh, let's get the timing right. That just feels like we're, calling for it.
So we're getting the timing wrong or something. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Or like somebody stops for just a second, sneezes, or some nonsense.
Let's get busy.
So
Okay.
what are we doing?
Complication. Let's do it.
Yes.
All right. So
Okay. Also, so I rolled 2 effects on my. So if you can't block that with like courage and things like that, like you could potentially suffer stress right now from seeing. Again, remember when he casts, he gets really strange looking as roots and paleness, and his skin gets all gross, and he leaps across. So yeah. So if you don't have courage, you're probably taking 1 point of stress. 1 or 2 points of stress.
My courage is 14. I do not think that I have to worry about it.
I think you're good.
Wow. I thought I was good at 6. That's wow.
I also have 6.
Well, with my academics of 5 and my background in an occultism, and then what is that particular crazy
Numb
talent?
to the horror.
Numb to the horrors. Yes. They are additive.
Pavel is just courageous. That's what he took. I didn't end up taking the same thing you two have. I'm like, we don't want 3 people like numb and freaking people out all the time. I'm like, I'll just be courageous. So that's what I want.
Nice.
Which also increases.
Oh, wow, you guys.
Let's do it. I'm ready to cast Whirlwind again. Let's go. I will break
So-
this whole island down.
1 minute you're standing on the 3rd floor of this boarded up building. Next thing, you're down on the ground between the prisoner barracks and the site office. And you're kind of like taking stock. You're like touching, okay, everything's right. I got 5 fingers or 10 fingers. I got all my toes, everything, my arms and my legs haven't swapped places. And you're kind of like sitting there and you look at one another. And all of a sudden you hear a scream. And it comes from the barracks next to you. And you see a man wearing a blue uniform, like blue shirt, blue slack or pants, bursts out of the barracks, screaming in hysteria towards the gate. As he does so, the 2 German soldiers at the shed and the 2 at the gates turn around and they start screaming for him to stop in German. And the man doesn't respond and they just gun him down in the middle of the camp.
But the confession, did they see us?
Let's see. With that, all of a sudden the flap to the barracks opens and 4 more knocked wolf pour out.
Okay.
Total of 8 soldiers. You hear they're
Okay.
screaming, they're shouting. Let me see here. Let me do a roll. I know we said a number previously. Let's see here. Complication going on. I will spin some threat. Interesting. They don't seem to notice you for the time being, but all the lights, even more spotlights turn on in the area, and you're kind of like in a little pocket right now, and the dig site is a hive activity. There are knocked wolf soldiers everywhere, and it's a matter of time before they locate you and find you here. What do you want to do? You got the site office next to you up on blocks. You've got the prisoner barracks, which is like a canvas tent. You've got seconds to make a decision before they're going to find you.
And the door to the side office is on the north side of that building.
It's
right?
on the east side. I said it was on the east side so you could see it when you were looking down onto the dig site.
Is there a floor to the canvas tent, or could we just hypothetically lift up the side and?
There is a floor. You'd have to cut your way in.
And if they're going to go if they're going to go anywhere to quiet things down, they're going to go in there.
And how far up is the site office on blocks? Like, what's the distance between the ground?
It's like 2.5 feet off the ground.
How
high
high is the roof of the site office?
Like on the blocks?
Yeah, like if we were on the roof,
10 feet.
but then we'd be visible to anybody.
You'd be really visible.
Mm-hmm. Can we just dive underneath the blocks right for now to buy us some time?
There's 4 of you. I'm gonna say all but one of you would be able to fit under there. It's a pretty small little makeshift office. So 4 of you could quickly like scamper and slide underneath there, but one of you is just gonna be left standing out there, or you could try to cut your way into the barracks, or you could try breaking the fence behind you. It is like slatted wood. You could try to break an opening.
I mean, I can kick through that fence.
Didn't
It's
they
gonna be
ever know?
obvious.
But, yeah, the 3 of you go under the site office. I will go over the fence.
Over?
Oh yeah.
It's like 10 feet tall with barbed wire.
Basically, uses telekinesis.
Oh, over?
Yes.
Yeah, Pavel and Gregor will dive into the office.
So will Ruby for sure.
Okay. And
So
what about Jonathan?
I mean,
Are you
okay.
Are you
Just
standing
feel
there? You
really
want to
jealous.
face this?
No, I mean, this is reasonable.
Okay. All right, do your telekinesis.
Let's see.
So you're just going to raise yourself up and over?
Yep.
Okay.
Of course, I know that I'm going to potentially be visible.
Yep. Yep.
So
As long as you know that going in.
we'll see how it goes. 2 successes.
Is
And
that
it
what you need?
requires 2 successes. Yep.
All right, so you just start lifting off the ground and
Yep.
okay. Well, I had rolled a heightened spot hidden, and this is a bit of a special situation. Like I said, all the lights come on. All of a sudden, you start floating up in the air, and you hear a German scream out, "Who is that? What is that?" And
I
majority,
yell back in German. I am looking for the prisoners. Keep to your business. Heil Hitler.
they raise their weapons and they open fire.
Of course they do.
You're like, you pulled off your spell, so you will get up and over, but you're gonna get a shot at you, at least a shot
That's fair.
in your direction as you
Check.
levitate up and over.
I'm just gonna check my drain real fast. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you guys are great for the unexpected. That's for sure. All right. Steven gave me all this threat to hurt someone, so I guess it's time to spend some.
That's fair.
So, with German raises a car 98, aims and opens fire at you. It's 2 successes. I'm gonna say he only needs the 1 to hit you out in the open. We're gonna roll some damage here. Let's put this to good use. It's 12 damage and 2 effects. What the? So all of a sudden he raises his car at you and shot rings out and it hits, slams right into your midsection. Does 12 damage hurt you?
12 damage does hurt me. I'm trying to. It's been so long. I mean, it's against my. I've got 1 armor and a 5 resilience.
And this is vicious. The attacker hazard is especially potent. Add +1 to total stress inflicted for each effect rolled. I rolled 2 effects, so it's going to be 14 stress or damage. So 14 total because it is vicious. Thank you, Steven.
Steven, I'm gonna remember this. I'm wondering.
Steven shows up, subs, buys some threat, and now we're gonna have our first death. I don't know.
No. I mean, it hurts. It hurts.
It's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage. So I'm trying to remember right. So you soak with armor and resilience, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think resilience goes towards you, so
No, it doesn't. Just
No.
armor.
It's resistance, right? Not resilience, resistance.
Resistance.
Yeah, resilience is a skill. Yeah.
yeah. So like your brawn can contribute to your armor, and then
Yep,
armor can contribute to it. as
So
well.
yeah, I'm hurt. I'm hurting. I'm not dead. I have
Then
4 stress.
If you suffer 5 stress, isn't it like if you suffer 5 or more stress from a single attack, that's the injury, right?
Right.
yeah,
So I
Oh,
think,
yeah, it's
I think
been a
you
while.
suffered
Wow.
injury.
Oh
Did
yeah,
you-
I got an injury.
All right. Injuries. So, and this we just kind of make up on the fly. So this is there's no special table or anything here. So it just kind of adds like a temporary truth to you or a hindrance. So we'll say you got shot in the gut. So you're bleeding right now, and you're gonna have a -2 to agility until you get this patched up. You're bleeding profusely, like a stuck pig.
Okay.
Or all agility-based rolls, we'll say. Not to your actual agility. It's been a long time. That's how it works, doesn't it? The injuries, you just it's whatever suits the situation. From what I remember, just looking up injuries quickly. You create like a temporary truth, right? Is that right, Jeff?
Yeah, it's just as with any truth, it effects apply at the GM's discretion to the skill test attempted by a character. So like their examples, like a twisted ankle may find an agility plus athletics test more difficult, but it's unlikely, but it's unlikely to affect their aim. So it's just sort of like it's GM discretion. So however you want to play it out.
Yeah.
The other thing though is that for every injury you have, it increases your complication range by 1. So
Right. Okay, cool. So they're screaming. All of a sudden, you feel this, and you put your hand down your gut. You look, and there's blood all over your hands. You levitate up and over. This is the one shot that gets off, but they're screaming, and you know they're headed around that fence in your direction.
Oh yeah.
To the others, do you want to do something? So they're distracted by Leopold. You hear the shot hit like meat. Maybe you go, you hear him scream out. What do you do? What do you do?
Try and catch a couple from the side. They need a different target than our buddy Leo. He doesn't need more of that.
We've got 8 Germans. I did not expect you guys to fight the camp. Oh my god.
Oh,
Yes.
that is one possibility, but they have to go out the gate and around to get him, which should
Yes.
give Leo time to get away, or at least hide, and it would also deplete some of the people inside the fort as they're going after him. So, strangely enough, he's actually providing a distraction for us if we wanted to play it.
Well then, let's make this count. And yeah, so everybody's kind of going out, Matt. All of them?
So there's 8 total. I'm gonna roll here and I'll tell you how many are going. They're not all gonna leave the camp. They're not gonna leave it unguarded.
I don't know. There's a dude flying over a fence. You might
Four-
want to take a look at it.
4 of the 8 run out the front gate and around the corner in the direction of where Leopold floated away.
Are all 4 in close proximity to one another?
Yes.
So I will look at Sergeant Morris
So-
and be like, either we use his movement as distraction or we hit the go button.
They're going to funnel out of the gate basically at the same time, and that's going to put them all in close proximity as they're running through the gates together.
The ones that stay behind. Like you
Oh, the ones that stay behind. No, the ones that stay
behind.
behind are not. They're kind of scattered
Oh, okay.
around the camp. So the ones that stay behind, you see one run into the prisoner barracks. You see one stand kind of anxiously at the shed door, kind of scanning the whole camp, and the other 2 are kind of like walking around and just kind of like taking note and stock everything. I'm gonna say one of them is gonna go over to the fence in between the prisoner barracks and the site office where Leopold levitated over, and the other one is standing at the gate. So we got one at the gate, one heading towards the 2 buildings, or the little bit between the 2 buildings you're at, one at the shed, and one has entered the prisoner barracks. Okay.
So Pavel will make various quiet hand signals because we are underneath the site office.
You
and we're
are
probably
underneath the
sitting
site
in his
office. Yeah. Yes.
boots, and so he'll do some sort of. It'll make no sense, but it'll be like, I'll point at Sergeant Morris and I'll go, and I'll point at the the boots of the guy. Interpret that as you.
I am surprised Jonathan just didn't run out there and start shield bashing everybody.
He's baiting you, Jeremy.
I like
Well, no, I'm shocked.
Okay, so he does. Yeah, I listened to Pavel, but then Pavel was up for it. So yeah, I will try and be quiet about it as best as possible. I do have a truth of deadly command, though, so maybe it's not unusual for me to come crawling out behind the guy.
Okay. With the gunshot also, you can hear a disruption within the prisoner barracks. You can hear voices in there. You can hear screams. There's also the gunshot, though, of them cutting down the prisoner, which also at that time would have set off like gasps and screams and things in there as well. But now there's multiple gunshots. So just keep that in mind as well. But you are also surrounded by boarded up buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to do, Jonathan? Should we go into initiative and, like, as we know, the players get to go first?
Yeah, sure. Whichever one that Pavel pointed out, I'm going to try and come up behind him, get the drop as best as possible, and smack him.
Smack 'em.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we don't have a battle map for this or anything, so I did not expect you guys to, fight the whole camp. But, hey, luckily half the camp's gone because you lit the hospital on fire earlier tonight.
Yay!
All part of the plan, Matt.
So you're
All-
only
Part of the plan.
you're only facing half the camp.
Okay.
That is legit planned before going into this. You guys are lucky that you set that hospital on fire.
So I'll sneak up on the guy and try to attack him. And there we go.
Oh, it's really loud. Hold on.
Oh my god.
That is that's a good
Oh
roll.
my god, you need
That's
one
okay.
success.
So I'll give,
Wow.
I'll give us 3 momentum.
Okay, so what did you do? Did you grab his foot and pull him under, or what did you do? Did you leap out? How did you attack him?
I think I've kind of got the shield raised up in this hand. I pull him under and then I just shove it into the back of his head or wherever I can reach. Maybe it's more like in the small of the ribs because I'm just starting to pull him in. I'm bashing him in the side as hard as I can and pulling him in further. I'm
Okay.
a good person.
Okay, that is a success and then some.
All right, I'm gonna spend 2 on damage. So I really want to take this guy out as quick as possible. See if we can get away with more. So that's 6 damage, and then
What does my resistance need to be to 3?
3.
Resilience. Yeah.
Resilience, thank you. My resilience does not beat a 3, so he is stunned and 6 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how do you knock this guy and or kill him? This soldier. This
I mean,
not
it's basically just that. Like first, I punch him in the side, pull him in again, beat him in the back of the ribs, pull him in again, bash him in the face, and then just leave him face down in the dirt.
All right, so that was the one between the site office and barracks.
Ruby's just gonna gleefully pull down the armband and put it on.
You're gonna put on the knocked wolf armband?
Yep.
Okay. All right, with that, it is gonna be my turn, and I'm gonna say the one standing in front of the shed sees you when you pop out, and he's gonna raise his MP40 and fire it in your direction, Mr. Jonathan.
All right.
Oh! Whoa! Alright, you guys are gonna gain 2 momentum as the shot goes wide. He goes to fire, his clip kind of like... Well, you guys are at your max momentum. His clip jams, and he panics, and he starts to like pop the clip out and try to change it over as he sees you standing there between the 2 buildings, and he's calling out, "Oh! They're over there! They're over there! There's more! There's more!" Back to you guys.
I think if it's okay, Leo knows that he's kind of screwed at this point, and he's hurting. So he's going to drop down like he's incapacitated, hoping they're just going to pull him into the camp to try to interrogate him.
Yep.
And while he's laying there, he prepares and casts Inner Nirvana on himself. And spends 2 momentum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys are at your max momentum right now.
Now, it won't affect anybody but Leo because nobody else is in close range with him. But if it does affect him, he'll recover 5 stress every round.
Remember, you do have a free reroll from Sundance when you need
Right.
it as a group. You know, 1 for
3 successes.
why do we even say that? You guys always get crits.
So I will. I'll spend those 2 momentum. Actually, I'll spend all 3 of those momentum since we're already at maximum. 2 to up my armor effect to 5, and the other one to extend my duration of it to 10 rounds instead of 5.
Okay. Okay.
And then I just are waiting for them to come and take me into the camp.
Would you all like to spend momentum to keep the ball in your court, or do you want it to go back to me?
How many do we have?
You're
We're
6.
max.
You're at max.
Let's spend it.
I'll spend it. How many do I see, Matt?
You see the one at the barracks, and because like they haven't gone yet, like you know there's one inside the prisoner barracks, but they're still in there. It hasn't been their turn yet. So you see the one at the soldier barracks, and you see the one at the guard post.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast a spell. And so
No, I'm sorry. You see the one at the shed as well. You see the one at the shed. That's the one that had the jam gun. So you see 3.
So 3. And are they? What range would you put them at from me? Each one of
Medium.
them? I know they're all medium. Okay. I'm gonna cast a spell. And in the middle of I'll tap into my weird thing as per usual, and then kind of like right in the middle of the entire camp, I am going to manifest a horn. I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast one. So, I'm trying to think of how much momentum I want to spend here. I'll do 3 on the roll. So, okay, so I'm casting Horn of Nip.
Yep.
Um,
I love how all of our sessions just descend into
Okay.
chaos.
Oh my god.
I kind of love it. I kind of love it.
All right. I'm just gonna continue to spin as I max us out on momentum again.
What? I just looked at your
7
roll.
successes.
So
7.
a horn manifests in the middle, and you just hear this low dirge. And from the soil and earth, you can see erupting in various locations. It doesn't have to all be in one. Around each one of these visible people, they are just suddenly consumed by what looks like the earth itself. I will burn 1, 2, 3 more. Okay, so I'm down to 3, and let me roll. This is going to be 3. Hang on, I'm rolling my power die, which is going to be a total of 9 on this. Okay. So, no, this doesn't do damage. This is basically like a
This was the
root stun
entangle or
effect.
whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, so it means I can't do anything, but they have like agility. Wait, they have like athletics, right?
Yes, they have an athletics of 2.
I'm gonna re-roll that with our
Right, because it's a number of effects.
Yeah.
You want more effects than
Right.
anything else, is that correct? Yeah.
The effects is the important one there. So let me just so do I re-roll the whole thing, or do I just select?
You can select certain ones, can't you? Like if you click on certain die,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can.
yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, 3 effects. Is that any better? They have 3 effects.
They have 2.
athletics.
Athletics 2. All of them
Okay.
have athletics 2 across the
All
board.
of them, all of them now are completely covered with like these roots that have come up out of the ground. They are effectively, they cannot take any physical actions other than trying to break free, and it requires an athletic agility athletics test or a brawn athletics test to pass. They'll need 3 successes, but essentially they can't do anything other than try to break free. They can yell or whatever, but they can't do physical actions. So they're
Okay.
now stuck in place.
So as these
whoever.
vines come out of the ground, the soil all around them, they start screaming. They're, oh, help! What is going on? We're trapped! They start screaming to the others, come back! We need assistance. There's more. They're in the gates.
They didn't hear you. Sorry, they are gone. They left. But they are teed up for you. Oh God, my face hurts. And as
All right.
as the roots are beginning to retract into my skin, as I
All
look
right.
up and say that.
So I'm gonna say 3 of the 4 are gonna run back, but they'll do that on their turn. So for one German soldier, I'm gonna have him continue on to Leopold. You said you're just kind of lying there playing
Yep.
possum. He's gonna walk up and kind of investigate, look you over. He's got his MP40 pointed at you, and he's just gonna like crack you on the head with the butt of it, and do exactly what you expected and drag you back. Do I have his private? I'm just gonna roll to crack you on the head. Yeah, he hits you.
How much damage does he do?
I'm gonna spend some more threat. Actually, no, I just want to knock you out, really. I'm hoping honestly, I'm hoping for effects. I was just gonna give it like a stun effect.
Okay,
Six damage and 1 effect. 6 damage doesn't do anything to you, does it?
Nope, not anymore.
So it
Doesn't
hits
true.
you. Do you just want to kind of play it up and like not?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he-
pretend like I'm knocked out.
Gotcha. He hits you, and then he kind of like he puts his arms underneath your arms and starts dragging you back to the camp. He's convinced that he knocked you out. You're not moving. He sees you're bleeding profusely. He's bringing you back.
One quick question: since Inner Nirvana is a healing effect, when I heal back to maximum stress, will the bleeding condition go away? Since it's magical healing. I read through injuries. It doesn't really say how you get rid of them.
Go to me.
I think you need proper healing. Stabilize the dying, healing injuries. We need a coordination medicine. No. Yes. Does it say anything about healing wounds or injuries in the spell?
Yeah, it's a healing effect. The psychic draws the strength of their companion, amplifies their collective spirit to mitigate incoming damage and provide a gentle healing effect. Bullets and ordnance directed them seem to slow and falter, and any wound suffered are healed by the vitality. So that's it's just said any wounds healed. But I'm quite happy to leave the injury in play. It doesn't. Agility is not his strong suit anyway. So
Okay. Well, reduce it to a -1, and we'll say you'll need medical treatment to completely
I like it.
heal it
Makes
up.
sense.
Like, as you say, it's kind of like closed the wound up, so maybe you're no longer bleeding out, but you're still like you're tender, you're sore, and it'll take some medical attention to completely get rid of it. We'll do that. We'll do it that way.
And I'm still well below my maximum stress anyway. It'll
Yeah.
be a few more.
Okay. That was my turn. So Ruby, you're left on player side, right?
Yep. So, did we see? And I apologize. Did any of the German soldiers go back into the tent?
Not yet. So all the German soldiers that are within the dig site are currently entangled, and the ones on and they're calling for help. And I'll say you can hear the soldiers on the other side of the gate. They're talking because they're like right on the other side of the fence from you about going back. They haven't had their turn yet, so they technically haven't run back yet. But you can hear them talk like, "We need to get back. We need to get back." There's more.
Okay, so I'm going to, figuring that we're going to need some assistance, I'm going to try and get into the tent. I would assume it'd be
Into
fast.
the prisoner tent?
Yep.
Okay, you just want to run. You can run through the door. Like, yeah, all the guys in here are entangled.
Yep, I'm gonna run into the door and just English. Anybody speak English?
Yeah, you run in there. As soon as you run in, the stench hits your nose, and you kind of scan the room, and you see like sickly, malnourished workers, most likely prisoners that are in here. On one of the bunks, you can see a body that's been in there for quite some time and is probably the source of the smell.
And I'm just gonna like gag a little bit. Is anybody able-bodied? Well, anybody can fight. Can anybody fight?
A woman approaches you. She's like average height, brown hair, brown eyes, and she speaks English. She's got a thick Italian accent. She goes, I speak English. I speak English. And you notice on her blue shirt that she's wearing, or her top, there's an oak leaf stitched on there. And you don't see that stitched on any of the others. Stitched on the arm.
Thank goodness. I'm gonna kind of take her to the side and be like, I know that symbol. We're here to help. Who are you?
She seems really kind of disoriented and out of it. And she goes, my name is Sibella.
Huh?
Oh gosh, we have been looking for you. Oh my gosh! Wait till the guys hear this.
Who are you? Why?
That's
you?
right now. Just know that we're here to help. Is there anybody else in here that's able to fight?
No, everybody's sickly. Nicky, he was killed a few days ago and taken away, but he would have been the only other one able to help.
Oh gosh, and very very well. So like the dude that's in here that is like in snarl, can I take his gun?
Sure.
Okay, so I'll take his gun and hand it over to Sibella.
All right.
And yeah, we'll be on the lookout.
All right. That would be hilarious. A Jack Gregor team up. I don't even know.
Enemies beware.
Exactly. Could he have a little Mountie uniform and hat also, Gregor?
Oh, please.
I mean, that's just
for sure.
expected.
Yeah. You ride like a full adult moose, and he gets to ride a little baby moose.
Oh, when worlds collide. All right, I've got 3 Germans that now get to enter the area. So 3 Germans are going to be one after another, but they're the only ones you get to act. They burst back through the gates, And what do we got for targets? Jonathan's standing there. Pavel, did you cast your spell from under the site office?
Yeah, actually.
So you're still under there. You never
Yeah, I'm
declared
still
that you
under
left. You're just lying underneath there. Ruby, you're inside the tent or inside the prisoner barracks. So I guess that's 3 shots at Jonathan.
Sorry, man.
I'm sorry, Jonathan.
Hello.
I think you could take it there would be though.
I
It's
think
okay. That's my
you can
job.
take it also. All right, they're all rocking their MP40s because they're in close range with you. Spend a threat. Try. All right, that's a hit. 5 damage. Does that probably does nothing to you?
Oh, that's rude.
What about
In the middle
the
of something here.
the 3 stunned? What's your resilience?
Let me double check. I know it's at least 4.
Oh, well then you're fine. If it's at least 4, you are
Yeah,
not
it's 4.
stunned. All right, the next one is gonna fire at you, and completely missed. Goes wide as he runs around the corner. Sees like his fellow soldiers like entangled by these vines. He kind of looks around in horror, and just fires blindly in the area, not really taking aim. And then the last one. Ooh, ooh,
Nice.
hits you critically.
Nice shot.
I'm gonna spend those right away on potential damage. I know I can't hurt you.
Sure you could. You get
Nah.
a good roll.
6 damage and 3 stun. Same as basically the same as the last
so
one.
close.
Fires
No.
at raises MP40, fires at you, and you just hold your shield up, and then the bolts just bounce off in every direction.
It's so good. You started low and you strafed up for Cinemass. I'm proud of you. That was a good shot. Really good. I know you don't understand me, but I want to give you a thumbs up. You tried real hard. I'm gonna kill you first.
All right, top of a new round. It is over to you. We have 3 that are entangled and 4. Well, 3 Germans that have entered back into this area, and there's 1 who's dragging Leopold back. So you have 3 German soldiers, basically all standing at the gate/guard post, in disbelief and with their weapons raised.
Could I go? Do you mind? This
Oh,
is
please,
when they're
please
grouped.
do.
It's just the perfect time for my cyclone.
Damn it! Why do I keep grouping them together?
So I'm gonna just go ahead. So I couldn't even have moved last turn because I'm casting spells. Like you have to do that minor action of prep. So I had to cast it from there. So I'm doing it again. I'm underneath and prepping, etc.
Yep.
I'm going to do a critical. I'm going to spend a fortune to make sure this goes off because I think this is important. So I'm gonna spend a fortune to get a crit automatically. So
Okay.
So I said 1d20 to a 1 instead of rolling it, so it's automatically going to succeed the cast. So I just would have to do, and then because I want to spend the momentum for something else on it. So I'm casting my cyclone again, and so I'm underneath.
course
No
you
one
are.
can see me. I'm tapping into I am getting as weird as possible. I'm like blending into the dirt now at this point as roots and strange like tentacle things starting to pop out. I'm breaking apart into this sort of dry root, and I just do one of those and manifesting out from underneath, slowly growing and growing. This massive cyclone just erupts on them right at the entrance to the fort here. Let me roll, because I do have to roll the 1 die. So let me just go ahead and do that. So it would be 3 successes, so I would get a momentum for that. Then I'm going to spend... No, I want to leave some for the other 2. So I'll do...
And
I'll
as
spend
much as
2.
you want. Make it fun.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna spend it all then. Okay, that's 4
Good.
plus 4 plus. Okay, so I'm rolling 10 die.
Yes.
I'm experiencing this. I'm in the tent.
Sorry, I always forget. It started second's turn. Okay, so I don't. Yeah, so it basically going to be 10 die here. So the one thing that always kind of confuses me with the cyclone is because the cyclone gets its own turn, and that's when it inflicts its physical stress, etc. But it also says like the momentum spends to increase my damage is per momentum on their initial and subsequent turns. Yeah, so I guess I have to spend it now. So basically, I'll be rolling 10 die, I think.
Roll well.
Okay, so yeah, that's cost for me. On its turn, I'll roll 10. I'll roll this. So that's cost for me. So I am going to actually take 1 stress from that as that exceeds.
So a trickle of blood runs down your out of your nose,
Yeah. Okay. So
or
essentially,
the side of
there's
your
now-
eye.
There's a giant cyclone right on top of them, and then when it's its turn, I'm going to hurt them.
So the wind starts to gust around them. They look around. What is going? It's like centralized to them, and they're looking in shock and horror as this happens. Do you want to? I guess you don't have any momentum to make it go next, do you?
Oh yeah, that would have been a good idea, but it's okay. They already went, so they're gonna.
No, it's top of the turn order. They get to go now.
Oh, that's right. That's a good point. I'll give you a threat. Instead.
All right,
So then it'll go.
done. Yes. All right. So just yeah.
All right. So let me I basically I have to roll all that again.
I will give you a threat. Yeah, because it's top of the turn order, so one of them would get to go.
All right. So basically they take, I think, 8 points of damage. Hang on. Man, I got a
Piercing 1. Piercing 1.
Ignoring.
Dex resistance.
So it's piercing 1 and stun. So
Mhm.
don't pay attention to what's on that. That's just I'm just rolling it. That's just my cost roll. But
Okay.
Stun 2.
It's so I inflict power plus 1 physical stress, but I spent momentum, piercing 1 and stun effects on all creatures and damageable objects within close range of it. So I probably wrecked the front gate too.
Yeah, the gate starts to twist and bend in, and anything that's lying around there, dirt starts being kicked up everywhere.
So yeah, it looks like 8 damage and 4 stun with
Okay.
piercing 1.
So how do they die? Do they just get thrashed around into the barbed wire? What does this look like?
Yeah, I think they start running to the gate, and then the cyclone just pulls them up and just throws them around, and just spewing out from the cyclone are just various parts of them that just flop down like here and there throughout the gate.
Very good. I don't know if we need to continue playing this out. We have the one that's bringing Leopold back. He's dragging back. The other 3 are ensnared. You could just walk over there and just like double tap them all. So
Yeah.
we don't really need to play this out any further. So what do you want to do? So you've got the 4 dead ones or the 3 dead ones that you just sucked up in the cyclone. You've got the ones that are entangled, and there's one that's coming around the corner dragging Leopold. He doesn't even have his gun drawn.
So Leopold then would, since he's just playing possum, would telekinetically grasp this guy and immobilize him.
Very good.
Because we're going to have to question him. Ooh.
That's twice you've done that tonight.
Still got the 2 successes, though. So, I succeeded.
So, do you want the complication or do you want just the threat?
Let's just give you the threat at this point.
Okay. All right. This went way differently than I thought we were gonna go on the day. We're gonna do some reconnaissance. We're gonna check things out. We might come back at night. No, we're going in there right after burning the hospital to the ground. We're gonna shoot this place up, kill all of them. It's your style. It's the way you guys do things. I get it.
So
Keep him on the heels.
Leo comes around the corner, bleeding, holding his side with this German soldier floating next to him. I have one that we can question if no one else is left alive, but I do not feel the best yet.
Respectfully, you look like crap. On the first bound one. On the second bound one. On the third bound one.
Leo, come into the tent. I'll see what I can do with you.
So, a coordination plus medicine with the difficulty of 2, Ruby, for healing injuries. I don't think we've ever had to do this before. Nobody's ever been injured? Is that accurate? No, somebody's been injured
No.
once. Success means that a single injury of the chosen type is treated plus 1 additional injury per 2 momentum spent. Once treated, the injury is changed, renamed to reflect the treatment provided. For example, broken leg to broken leg in splint. So
She succeeded.
you
did.
succeeded. You got your 2 successes. All right, so it's now gunshot wound to the gut, closed,
Stitched up.
stitched up, closed, stitched up. Yep, dressed. We'll say. Okay, so yeah, you've knocked them all out. You've subdued all the Germans. You know, though, that there's probably more. You did pass a truck full of Germans on the way to the hospital. You don't know what your time is. Your timing, how much time you're going to have here.
All right, I'll let you fellas and ladies with the big brains do what you do. I'm gonna go get some of that dirt. I'm smart enough to get dirt.
Leo will turn to the German soldier that is still telekinetically grabbed, and he'll say, "You are the only one left alive of your forces. If you tell us what we want to know, you will continue to stay alive. If not, well, you saw what happened to the rest of your friends. What do you think?"
Yeah, what you guys did here was pretty intimidating. I'm not going to make you roll.
Yeah.
Just like what he witnessed and what happened here, I think it's fair that he's
Dude
pretty freaked
flying
out.
and
He's got
people
like
trapped
yeah, zero morale also. So he asks like, what do you want to know?
Where are you getting the serpent bodies from? What is the special characteristics of the soil? Where is your command and control elements? We will start with these 3 questions.
He says, there's nothing special with the dirt. The workers dig it up from under the shed, down in the catacombs below. The serpents, they live down there. Those creatures, those monstrosities, they attack the workers down under in the catacombs.
Oh, you said this. And where is your command and control element at this point?
They are not here. They leave in the evening.
What radio frequencies do you use, and what is the current call sign and the pass information for today and for tomorrow?
We'll say he provides those details to you.
How many shifts do you operate in the mine? And how many prisoners are down there at a time with how many guards?
All the prisoners are stationed down there. They work all day up until the evening, and then they go, and then we send them back to the tents, and all they do is dig, and we watch them from the entrance all the way down.
What is the purpose of the dig? What are you looking for?
Those archaeologists, they're searching for something, what do they call it? Clapius? I don't know what this is.
What is the name of the archaeologists who are searching at the dig?
There are 2. There's an Italian by the name of Sabino Aloia, and a German, a Nachtwolf, Emil Kuster.
And where are these 2 archaeologists at this time?
I do not know. They stay off site. They took off. Another man arrived earlier today who was interested in what was going on. Fuchs.
And where is Mr. Fuchs now?
He is with them, along with the strange one in the purple robes that is always around the archaeologists.
Where are they quartered, these 4 individuals?
I don't know. They stay off site. I'm not aware.
How
I'm
are they
stationed here.
transported? Who do they have drivers, or do they come themselves?
They come themselves every morning.
What time do they arrive in the morning?
Oh, they arrive approximately 7:30.
And by what route do they arrive?
He lets you know. They come off the South Bridge and straight in.
Interesting. Have they been in the catacombs themselves?
Yeah, Yeah. They have been, and they don't spend much time because of the serpents.
Do you have a radio room here at the dig site?
No, there's no radio room.
How long do you anticipate before your other guards will return from the hospital? Understand this, if you are lying to me, you will be the first one to perish.
He said, I don't know. They were called away. There's something about a fire.
How many troops, in addition to those who have already been destroyed by our efforts, are there stationed here at this site? Will they return?
He says, another 8, 10? Somewhere around there.
What is in the site office?
That's where the archaeologists have all the information. They keep everything there. Everything they uncovered, any details. That's why it's locked.
This is a very important question for you. If we go into the site office, is there any type of booby trap that is going to go off when we open the door? Because understand this, you will be the first one through the door.
Not that I'm aware of. I've never set foot in the office. We are not allowed in there.
Once again, who is your commanding officer?
We report directly to Kuster, Emil Kuster, the Knocked Wolf archaeologist.
Ruby will go to Leo. Ask him about the buildings. What about the abandoned buildings?
Is there any particular reason why the buildings are abandoned and have not been destroyed yet?
People can't know what's going on. We are not building a road. Isn't it obvious? He gets kind of agitated.
You will watch your tone, or my friend here will bury you in the ground using the woods like he did with your other friends. Pavel, Sergeant Morris, are there any other information that you would like to know from our very our good friend here?
Pavel's slowly crawling out from underneath the site office, by the way, covered in roots. Good.
The people that had like the weird lizard stuff that we saw, like, did they start that way, or did that happen like after they fought with the lizard things down below?
No,
like,
no.
Infectious.
No, they
Or
live
like
down there. We
misunderstanding?
encountered them. We uncovered them. I don't know if we unearthed them while in our dig.
And how many of these serpent people have you encountered? How frequent are the encounters with them?
It depends. They come out of nowhere and they attack us, and there's no stopping them. They just keep attacking until you're dead. The only thing you can do is flee or cut them down with a gun.
What is their method of attack?
And they bite you. They slash at you with their one arm.
So they've
I've
only
seen
have
them
one arm from the
poison-
beginning. You did not You did not remove the right arm of the
No. These abominations are born that way.
And you say they have poison as well?
Yes. I've seen men succumb to their poison.
Do they inject the poison with fangs, or do they spit the poison?
I've only seen them bite someone and the poison take effect. I'm not aware if they spit it.
Very interesting. You've been very And what is your name, soldier?
Hans.
Hans. It has been a pleasure to discuss things with you, Hans. I am going to enter your mind now so that I can understand where your family lives, how many children you have, and who I might have to kill later if you ever return to this dig site. So I would ask you now, when we decide to let you go, to strip off your uniform and go running out into the city in your underwear and never return, else I will come after you and your family. Is this understood, Hans?
He just kind of scans the camp. He sees the men that were thrashed and cut to pieces in the cyclone up against the barbed wire. They're kind of twisted and meshed into the gate. And he sees like the remnants of the vines on the ground there. And yes, that is clear. That's clear.
I too am German, Hans, so I would not like to see your family's line eliminated completely. So I will give you the opportunity to return to a most peaceful lifestyle, if that is all right, my friends.
I mean, if he has to go running off in his underwear, that's fair. Okay.
All right then, Hans. Strip out of your uniform so we may have it and then run off into the night. If I ever see you again or find that you have betrayed me, I will hunt your people down and kill them all.
Kind of looks at you like, here? Now?
Yeah, down.
Can I go into the barracks? And
No, strip out of your uniform into your underwear and go run off into the night.
slowly starts unbuttoning his uniform coat and everything. And he's hesitant,
Well,
but yeah.
You must go much
Well, that's-
faster or Sergeant Morse is going to kill you with his shield. You did see what he did to your friends, did you not?
He looks over at Morris. You've got the shield on your forearm. He starts unbuttoning his coat faster.
At this moment, I'll take this opportunity to introduce Isabella to the rest of the group. You never know who I found. Look. And I
Oh.
introduce-
Oh, it is
Look,
a pleasure
it's the
to
leaf.
meet you. Yes, 1 second. My marmot needs to pick this lock. We'll be with you 1 second.
I forgot that you picked. I thought Ruby also picks locks.
Yeah, she does. With a magic, with her magic.
Oh my god.
Oh, goodness.
You could shoot the lock. You could pick the lock. You could bash the lock off with your shield. It's up to you. If you shoot it or just bash off the shield, I'm not going to make you roll. If you want to try and pick it, you're going to have to roll.
I mean, I'm happy to bash it, but you know, I don't want to deny Gregor.
He
I'll
does need
even-
to practice, you know? He's got to get
I'll even
better.
give him a little step up if he needs.
Oh, yes, that would be it. Yes, okay. Up. There you go. Go get it, Gregor. I don't know what on earth to roll.
It's coordination engineering.
Oh, God.
According to this
probably-
module, according to the adventure, that's what you need to pick a lock.
Yeah, all we did, I just remember we introduced the truth at some point.
Yeah. So it's
So I don't-
it's a one difficulty with your truth. It'd be
Okay.
much harder
Oh.
without that. Same for you, Ruby. It's a one difficulty with your magic hairpin. Same
Oh,
roll.
God.
It's a lucky hairpin. Thank you very
Sorry. I said, oh my
Yes.
god!
No, it's good. It's fine.
I'll just
Here
take
we
the thread
go.
at this point instead of taking another complication. All right. So yeah, he picks it and it clicks open and falls to the ground. Yeah. You want to head on into the site office?
Yes, please. Look
So
around. Look for interesting nuggets of truths and archaeological finds.
it's a very small office. Inside, there are 2 desks with accompanying chairs. There's a small table with a gas ring and kettle on it. There's various drawings and plans that are pinned all over the walls, like showing like the streets of Rome and kind of like it looks like maybe underground as well. Both desks are neat and orderly. One of them, though, in particular, has some personal effects on it. You see a picture of a man smiling in a photograph with a woman and 3 children of various ages beside him. The other one has no personal artifacts on it whatsoever. You dig through and you find the 2 desks. You find various records in both Italian and German, but like nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that stands out. You do, however, find a locked drawer in one of the desks, the one that is predominantly with German writing in it. So there's another lock. We can roll for or bash or shoot. It's up to you guys.
Ruby, would you mind? It seems Gregor, he stubbed his finger on the last one. I don't want him to harm. Could you possibly open this one?
I'll do my best. You said engineering coordination.
Engineer coordination, difficulty 1. Boom! Give yourself the
Nice.
extra momentum. So you go over there with your magic, no, what is it? Lucky hairpin, and you do it. You and Gregor high-five each other afterwards, because you're lock-picking wizards. And inside, there's just a single item, but it is a small notebook. Almost, well, one not dissimilar to that of Botho Ehrlichman's in size, and kind of flipping through its contents.
Hot dog. I'll just pass this over and I'll head over to the other desks. I'm assuming the Italian writing is also locked.
No, it was just the German one had a locked book. So you also find in there a telegram. It says Dr. E.F. Kuster That's who it's addressed to. Request update on progress of the search for the item. Speed is of the essence. LM. Remember the telegram that Fuchs also received was from an LM as well. And this is,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
to a Dr. E.F. Kuster, who you were told is a Noctwolf
The
archaeologist
the
on site.
archaeologist in charge. Yeah. What's so can I start flipping through?
Yeah,
this
start flipping
book?
through it. Like I said, the contents of it are very similar to Ehrlichman's, but it's much newer. Like it's not a carbon copy of it,
Okay.
but someone who's like basically on the same trail, looking for the same thing. It's new. Most of the pages are blank in it, but there are some notes that you uncover about subterranean excavations, a rough map of what has been cleared so far here at the site, as well as sketches of very steep sided pyramid, not like an Egyptian style pyramid per se, and next to this pyramid the word meta, M-E-T-A, is written next to it, and some various like notes that don't seem to be tied to it, but the pyramid is familiar to the one that you saw in Ehrlichman's journal as well when you're flipping through it previously. You also, written in specifically in German, Mr. Pavel, there are notes referring to a black stone and a palladian.
Okay.
And it looks like...
we've got notes on the Blackstone at some point, too.
Yeah, you do. And it looks like these notes here actually reference Ehrlichman's research. Like, it calls back to things that he did when he was looking into these. But there is something else that Ehrlichman did not refer to in his book, and you didn't find any traces of. And that is of a artifact they believe to be under the streets of Rome, and it's some sort of shield. And I did not make this up. This is in the adventure.
How interesting.
It's unclear if the artifact is literally a shield or the word shield is a description of its power is unclear. But it does say, it talks about a shield that they're digging and trying to uncover under the streets of Rome.
So the meta, like, was that consistent with some of the other names that we've been seeing? Because I could have sworn there were like sites that were being named or something at some point. Is that right? Like there's a naming system.
Yeah, we'll have to go back and look, but I thought I remembered something similar in when you were reading through the notes at the end of the last chapter. There was a meta, but we'll have to go back and take a look at that, tie it back. There were pyramids in what you uncovered previously. But
I will call out. I'll say, we appear to have finally discovered what it is they are after. They are after some sort of... Jonathan, you might be interested in this shield that is beneath Rome. And I believe I have some possible maps to aid us in perhaps navigating the tunnels and where they've already excavated, if we decide to descend.
So you're saying there's an opportunity to punch like weird lizard scaly people in the face and maybe find a magic shield. How is this a question?
Yes, that's very fair. I want to prepare you that it could be like figurative shield, not literal, but you know, I'm rooting for literal, physical.
We must also be prepared for the remaining guards to return to the camp and find their fellows, well, as we have left them. So if we go into the catacombs tonight, we will have to be somehow prepared to receive additional troops here. And of course, they may call in for reinforcements once they see their camp destroyed.
I mean, yeah, but if we leave, they're going to do that too. And then we've got to go through getting back in. But now we can get in without a problem.
That is one question I was wondering, is looking at these maps, if we were to perhaps look at some sort of map of Rome, could we perhaps find another route into these tunnels?
Or an exit somewhere else in the city. Go down, right?
Either way, yes.
What kind of role would we need to do?
We would
figure that out?
Well, can we ask
urban stealth?
Yeah.
Can we ask Sabella? Which she's Italian, yes? She from Rome, familiar with the city.
Would you like to ask Sabella?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sabella, like, do you, using this map, could you reasonably deduce that there's another entrance or exit to these catacombs? Do you know? What is it like down there?
Yes. Nikki told me he found another way via a drain cover from the old sewers under Rome. I don't know the exact location, but I can give you approximate of where he told me it was. The two of us planned to escape that way and get out of here when we could.
Well, would you come down to the catacombs with us now?
What do you plan on doing down there?
Well, if it's something that these German gentlemen want, I feel that we should get it first. Plus, see the large gentleman over there? He has this thing for shields, and I feel like we need to do our best to find it for him.
Do you want to convince her?
Sure.
To go back down there with terrible serpent people? You can do a reason persuasion with a difficulty of 2. She is not keen on going back down there. I'll tell you that right now. She is free. She goes, no. She's got the MP40 in her hand. She goes, no. I think I need to get back in contact with Section D and let them know what's happened and make them aware of the situation here. You finish your mission. Go down there and find whatever it is you're looking for.
Would you be able then to perhaps draw an approximate map where we might find this drain system in the catacombs? Based on what Nikki told you, at least it point us in the right direction while we are down there.
I'll say if you present,
mark it on this other map.
Yeah,
maybe
I'll
this
say
could
you
help as well.
Exactly. You present that map to her, and she kind of like traces it, and she's in the office with you, and she's looking at the maps on the wall and everything as well, and she gives you an approximate idea. She's like, I think, like from what Nikki described, it was in this region. And like I said, it's a drain cover that you need to remove, but it'll put you right in the sewer system. But he did try to keep it covered up and hidden so that the Germans didn't find it. And she gives you an approximate area, like a radius within a certain section of the map where to look for it.
Sabella, then if you're going to be going out, then do you think you can assist the other prisoners in escaping now that there are no German guards?
Yes, we need to get them out of here. These are all political prisoners that have been locked up because they spoke out against the fascists.
Well, then it is up to you to get them free, and we will continue our mission. And should we survive, we will find you so we can coordinate our next actions on behalf of the section.
Very good.
We
Thank
tell
you.
her
Thank
where
you
the
again.
Doctor is.
Oh,
Thank you for questioning.
The doctor in the truck.
Ah, yeah, da.
Ooh.
There's a doctor tied up in the house. If you get by there, you may free him. If not, I'm sure he will be found by the troops eventually.
She thanks you. She thanks you profusely for what you've done, getting her out of there. She's worried for your safety, knowing that the Germans are coming back. But she flees into the night with the prisoners.
My friends, it would be good to do this catacomb now. It would also be good if we are possible to get back here in the morning and spy on the return of these leaders of this cabal. This, what is the name? Sabino Oloya and this Mr. Costa, and of course our old friend Fuchs.
Fuchs.
There is a man in purple robes. Is that someone new, or is that a new figure, or have we heard about a man in purple robes before?
I do not recall hearing of anyone in purple robes before. Perhaps he is closer to the top of this leadership pyramid.
In my experience, adults who wear robes outside into the world are either deeply disturbed or likely a part of some sort of terrible cabal or cult. So I would venture possibly both.
So then, shall we make our way down into the catacombs?
Yeah.
Of course.
Lead the way, Sergeant Morris. This is This is definitely your forte.
I'm very excited.
And I think
wait, I think I should go and stealth it out first. Make sure that there's nothing in and around the beginning of the catacombs.
yeah, yes. I think we should leave. I think that's a good place to leave off for tonight. We're gonna enter the catacombs next week. Woo! Woo! All right, that was fun. Totally like I said, I expect you guys to go back there during the day, maybe do some reconnaissance, check it out. Maybe see your old friend Fuchs again. No. We're gonna go in there at night and just fuck shit up.
We're gonna raw dog this mission.
I love it. It's so good. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. Let's do a round table. Jeff, what do you got going on next week?
Tomorrow on twitch.tv/thelollygaggers, we are starting up some Hunter the Reckoning, new version 5, 5th edition just popped out. And we're gonna be doing some basically just gonna be like world building, character creation. I don't think we're gonna do any proper start tomorrow night, but it'll be fun. So if you want to see how characters are made, see how Chronicles built, it's a good time to come watch. Saturday we're back to One Ring 2nd edition, doing some fellowship phase stuff after a very long and involved adventuring phase. Monday we're doing more Savage Worlds. You can catch Jeremy and I playing Holler, Appalachian Apocalypse, and that's it.
Cool. Megan, so you had a journey to go through the top 100 board games. Was it before? Was there a certain cutoff for time, and did you achieve it?
I did cheat, but for the most part, I did. There was I actually added a couple also because our housing cooperative where we live had a massive lawn sale about 2 weeks ago, and we found this it's not role playing, this game is called Equinox. It's spectacular. It's I don't know how to explain it. You like bet on whether or not people are going to kill characters. It's great. I played it with my 12-year-old. It was great.
What? You need to show this to me next time we get together. I'm curious. Megan cheats at board games too, says Melissa. What?
Totally.
No one cheats as much as Melissa, though.
Oh,
ridiculous.
Not cheating, it's skill. Like just making sure, like choosing the opportune times to omit or add extra information. It's a gift.
It's a gift. Awesome. Yeah, I want to check that out. Aaron, what do you got going on between now and next week Thursday?
Next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, we'll have session 2 of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition, Once Upon a Time in the Old World, where Jim will try to kill us. Last week we fought goblins and squibs. Who knows what's going to happen next week? Tune in to find out. Thursday, also at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, will be possibly the finale of our Cyberpunk Red adventure on Garblight Games, and then back here next Thursday night to maybe punch some serpent people.
Yeah, into the catacombs. And Jeremy, tell me about this Patreon.
Sure, Aaron Reese on Patreon. You get comics, you get maps, you get RPG assets. It's pretty cool.
Very cool. All right, and that's it for me. We don't have Deadlands this coming Monday, so I'll be back next Thursday with more Achtung Cthulhu as we descend into the catacombs below Rome to punch serpent people and possibly find a shield. When I read it, Jeremy, I was just like, "Oh wow, this is too perfect. This is way too perfect."
Awesome.
Have a great week, everybody. Thank you for joining us and tuning in, and we'll see you next week Thursday.
Bye.